In my last video, I laid out the 7-stage path to collapse and revealed that America is already in stage 5, which is social decay. It's one thing to talk about a pattern, but it's another to see it playing out in the world around us. We've all felt it, a growing sense that something is fundamentally broken, that the ties that bind us are fraying. But what does that actually look like? How do you measure the rod? It's not just a feeling. There are clear, undeniable signs that the foundation is cracking. Here are the 5 unmistakable signals that America's social fabric is unraveling. Sign 1. The collapse of trust. Let's start with the glue that holds any society together: trust. Imagine a contract where no one believes the other party will hold up their end. That's America today. Trust in our core institutions has plummeted to historic lows. According to Pew Research, public trust in the federal government is consistently below 20%. We don't trust our politicians to lead. We don't trust the media to tell us the truth. And increasingly, we don't even trust scientific institutions. Because without trust, a society cannot function. It's the invisible framework that allows for collective action. When a crisis hits, a pandemic, a natural disaster, an economic shock, a healthy society pulls together. But when trust is gone, every directive is met with suspicion. Every piece of information is seen as propaganda, and every citizen becomes an island. We're no longer in this together. We're in it for ourselves. This isn't just cynicism, the primal symptom of social decay. A nation that cannot agree on a basic reality is a nation that cannot solve its problems. Now, sign 2. The poison of political tribalism. This collapse of trust has fueled our second sign: extreme political tribalism. This isn't the healthy disagreement of Democrats and Republicans in the past. This is something different, something more visceral. We're not just political opponents anymore. We're moral enemies. Look at the data from groups like the Pew Research Center. The median Democrat is further to the left, and the median Republican is further to the right than at any point in modern history. But it's not just about policy. It's about identity. We don't just disagree on tax rates or foreign policy. We believe it is a threat to the nation's very soul. We self-segregate into different news ecosystems, different social media platforms, and even different communities. We don't marry across party lines. We discourage our children from doing so, and we see the world through a lens of us versus them. This tribalism makes governance almost impossible. Compromise isn't seen as a virtue, it's seen as treason. Congress is locked in perpetual gridlock, not because the problems are too complex, but because the incentive is no longer to solve problems, it's to own the other side. The house divided against itself cannot stand. Sign 3. The brain drain, acceleration. When the social environment becomes toxic and the future looks uncertain, the most talented and ambitious people look for an exit. This is our third sign: the acceleration of the brain drain. For decades, America was the destination for the world's best and brightest. Now, we're seeing a growing exodus of our own homegrown talent. Highly skilled professionals in tech, finance, and academia are actively exploring opportunities abroad. A 2023 survey found that over 25% of Americans making over $100,000 a year are seriously considering moving abroad. Their reasons are political stability, safety, a lower cost of living, and a better quality of life. This is a catastrophic loss. These are the innovators, the entrepreneurs, the doctors, and the engineers. They are the people who drive economic growth, create companies, and solve complex challenges. When they leave, they take their skills, their tax revenue, and their future contributions with them. The country isn't just losing people, it's losing its vitality, its potential, and its future. Sign 4. The rise of antisocial behavior. The fourth sign is one you can see with your own eyes: the normalization of antisocial behavior. From organized smash and grab robberies and brazen lootings to violent attacks on public transit, the social contract is being torn up in real time. Crime statistics in many major cities have spiked, but the numbers only tell part of the story. It's the brazenness that's new. It's the feeling that in public spaces, there are no longer any rules. Or, if there are no consequences for breaking them. This isn't just about poverty. It's about a collapse of civic virtue and a loss of respect for the shared spaces we all inhabit. When people no longer feel a sense of obligation to their fellow citizens, Society devolves into a state of hypervigilance and fear. We avoid downtowns. We lock our car doors. We look away. This isn't how a healthy, functioning society behaves. Then we have sign 5, the death of a shared narrative. Finally, we are witnessing the death of a shared national narrative. For a country to exist, its people must believe they are part of a common story. They need to agree on basic facts, honor the same heroes, and learn the same history. That is no longer the case. Today, we are fractured into a million different micro-realities. There is no longer one America. There are 2 or 3 or 100. We can't agree on what happened in an election. We can't agree on the meaning of our history, and we can't agree on what it means to be an American today. This is the ultimate social decay without a shared story. There is no we. We become just a population of individuals occupying the same geographic territory, increasingly bewildered and hostile toward one another. In conclusion, these 5 signs are not isolated issues. They are interconnected symptoms of a single disease, advanced social decay. This is what stage 5 looks like. It's the phase where the internal fractures become so deep that a nation loses the ability to collectively respond to the larger crises barreling toward it. History shows us that empires are rarely conquered from the outside until they have first rotted from within. The walls can still look strong, but when the people inside have given up on each other, the collapse is only a matter of time. The financial time bomb of our national debt is ticking, waiting for a society too fractured to defuse it. The internal cracks are now canyons, and the ground is starting